Love is light that's within me, shine to the whole world, whole world. Light, let the dawn of a new day bring understanding and love. Oh, inside, inside, yeah. Inside, inside, bringing hope and make you feel alright. Rainbow, the promise, the future, and life. Let the light that's within me shine to the whole world, whole world. Light, let the dawn of a new day bring understanding and
Dr. Ozion, hello, best girl.
oh, inside.
Welcome. Cafe, I see you. She's on. I see you.
Inside,
Welcome.
inside, bringing hope and make you feel alright. Rainbow, the promise, the future, and life.
Yeah.
Let the light that's within me shine to the whole world, whole world. Light, let the dawn of a new day bring understanding and love.
Thank you, best girl. Thank you.
Oh, inside,
Thank you so much.
inside.
Thank you for liking the live. Please do me a big favor. Click down on your screen and press send to all your friends to be part of Insight with FunmiRoyal today. Thank you so much for joining.
Rainbow, the promise, the future, and life. Let the light that's within me shine to the whole world, whole world.
Thank you.
Let the
Adira, I see you.
dawn of a new day bring understanding and love. Oh, inside, all around me, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Inside,
Yes, we're going to be starting shortly.
bringing hope
Thank you for
and make
liking the
feel
live. Thank you.
alright. Rainbow, the promise, the future, and life. Let the light that's within me shine to the whole world, whole world. Light, let the dawn of a new day bring understanding and love. Oh, inside.
Hello. How is our day going? Inside. Hello. Good evening. Good day to you. Happy Monday. Happy September. Wow, September already. Where has the month gone? The year 2024 is gradually coming to an end, but we thank God. We thank God for life. I know it's been a roller coaster of events this year. Trust me. If I had to recap, all I can say is thank you, Lord. We're still surviving. We're still here. We're alive. We're well. We're, facing it head on. We take one day at a time. This is September. I wish everyone happy September. And just 3 more months to go. The year is gone. I hope we have achieved, quite a handful of our goals, of our dreams. But if not, we still have a few months to go. So please don't give up. Let's just work harder and, pray about things to go well. Thank you so much for joining me today on Insight with FunmiRoyal. Thank you so much, Christiana. I see you. Please click down on your screen and send to all the names that will come up. Let them be part of our talk today. Is a positive one, and I know a lot of people will benefit from it. And I also want to hear from you, Coach Emma. Thank you so much for joining. I hope your week have started well. Thank you so much, Best Girl, for liking the live already. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So we're going to be kicking off soon. And on screen, you can see the title or topic for today is positive thinking. Yeah, positive thinking. Here on Insight, every Monday, I just bring, this kind of topical talks. We talk about it, how we can relate with it, how we can benefit from it, what we can do with the topic altogether. Because as we have positive thinking, for example, we have negative thinking. But I'm not going to bring that here. I might touch on there here and there, but we want to be positive thinking so that we can be positive achievers. Veronica, thanks for joining. Rich Baby, I see you. Guys, thank you so much for joining me on Insight today. Please click down on your screen and press send to all your friends. Let them be part of our positive thinking talk today. I believe we need this, in these times, the economy. Some people are finding it challenging. Some people are struggling. And sometimes, all this negativity kind of weigh you down. And because of the weariness, you might not even think to be positive in your ways of thinking. So I'm going to bring this here. Oh, Minister Imole, yay! Good evening to you. I hope you're good. I hope the start of your week has been good so far. Thank you so much for joining in, sir. I really appreciate that. Please, help click down on your screen and press send to every name that's going to come up. At least 20 names, for them to be part of this talk today. Positive thinking is where we are heading today. Positive thinking. Some people, they feel like, what's positive? What is there? Everything, they look to the left is gloomy. They look to the right is sad. They look to the front, it's like, oh, what's going on here? But we have to still keep the positivity alive. We cannot drown in negativity. It's not going to achieve anything, or we're not going to achieve much by just being negative. So let's talk about being positive in our thinking, especially when we're faced with one challenge or the other, or when we're struggling with issues of life, things like that, or whatever it is. I dare us to be positive in our thinking today. Thank you so much. You're doing a good job, Best Girl. Thank you so much. I hope you're going to stay till when we have, the time to discuss more about this. Because like I said, some people find it a struggle when they're going through issues to even think, where is the positivity? Where would are they going to concoct that from where? But it's always possible. So let's talk about it and ways we can be positive. So I'm going to go into my talk today, and hopefully you note maybe some things I may have left out that you bring on when we open the floor for us to discuss more about this. So I'm just going to go into it, by way of introduction. If you're just joining in, the topic is positive thinking. Positive thinking. Guys, if you're there, I need us to do me one favor again. Please type on there another word for positivity or positive. Type in another word. Instead of saying positive, we need another word, not a negative word. Maybe synonyms, or another word you can use for the word positivity or positive. Lindy, I see you. Thanks for joining. So positive thinking is more than just a cheerful attitude or a sunny outlook on life. It's a powerful mindset that influences every aspect of our lives, every aspect of it. We kind of optimistic. Minister Imola, thank you so much for that. Yeah. Optimistic thinking, that is what we want to engage in. Thank you so much for that. Let's keep it coming, guys. Another word for positivity, or another word for positive. So positive thinking is a powerful mindset that can influence every aspect of our lives. The concept really revolves around focusing on the good in any situation. Mind you, any situation, whether good, bad, ugly, negative, any situation at all, expecting positive outcomes and cultivating a mental environment that fosters growth, that fosters resilience and overall well-being, because it matters a lot. If you're negative in your thinking and all that, it can lead to some negative outcomes which you might not even be thinking of right now. Imagine anger is negative, depression is negative, anxiety is negative. So let's keep going. So in this talk today, we'll be looking at the principles of positive thinking, its benefits, its challenges as well, and how it can be cultivated in our daily lives, because that's the essence of being here today. Peradventure, life has not been fair to you in recent times. You just feel alone, you feel like the world, you're drowning and all of that. Please, please, please come and sit down. Let's talk about this positive way of thinking today, because sometimes we're so overwhelmed by the negativity. It's like there's no positivity anywhere, but there is always a positivity. We just have to dig deeper, look further, and we might just find it. Mary A, thanks for joining today. I see you. Please don't sleep off on me now. I really miss you, Mary. I hope you're good. Zuga, I see you. Thanks for joining. Thank you for liking the live. Guys, help me to just press down on your screen and send it to as many people as possible to be part of this talk today. I believe I need it. Even as I'm talking to myself, because trust me, my life has its own challenges as well. So the first thing is understanding positive thinking. Let's understand it so we can have a better understanding. So positive thinking involves the practice of approaching life's challenges. Oh, thank you, Miss. Thank you. With a constructive mindset, looking for solutions. Hear me? Looking for solutions rather than dwelling on the problem, and maintaining hope even in difficult situations. If you listen to the lyrics of my song, inside, bringing hope and make you feel all right. That's the essence of my being here. Always bringing hope, bringing positivity to every situation so we can still enjoy life, as I would say normally. So let's keep the hope alive. Let's keep maintaining that throughout whatever situation or difficult life's challenges we're faced with at the moment. So again, further to understand, thank you so much, Satola. I see you. Good evening to you. I hope your day have started well. So thank you so much for joining as usual. I really, really appreciate your time here on Inside, because I can't wait for those nugget wisdoms. Eventually I'm going to finish my talk and then I'm going to open the floor. We talk about things before I bring my puzzle today. Don't worry. This one, I'm sure quite a number of people will attempt it. So optimism, which Minister Imole mentioned, optimism versus realism. So positive thinking doesn't mean ignoring or pretending that everything is perfect. We're not in denial here, guys. We're facing things, but we just want to have a positive approach to whatever it is. Zadi, I see you. Thanks for joining. So it's about balancing optimism with realism. Balancing optimism with realism, acknowledging challenges while believing in your ability to overcome them. You don't feel, what's the word now? You don't feel defeated already just because there's a challenging situation. Don't just see the problem first before you see the solution, or note the problem and as well think of solution. Don't let it overwhelm you, thinking, oh my God, this challenge, it's the end of me. No, not at all. For every situation, there's always a positive and a negative way to react to it. So let's choose the positive, aside the fact that we're acknowledging whatever challenge it is. Again, I'll say focus on strengths. How can you be positive in your thinking? Focus on your strength. Positive thinkers focus on their strengths, the things they can control, most especially, firstly, and the potential benefits of any situation, rather than being bogged down by the limitations and the failures. One of my pastors will always say, excuses are for failures. So we keep making excuses, fine, you're not positive, you're not negative, you're just there kind of making excuses why it can't work, why it can't work. Can't you say to yourself, okay, I'm gonna make excuse for why it can work? But usually we won't think that way. But that's why we're talking about this, so that we can reprogram our mindset to be more positive focused. It's always a good attitude to life. So the other thing I'm going to talk about again is the science behind positive thinking. Yeah. So one or two researches here and there. Research has shown that positive thinking can have profound effects on both mental and physical health. So mental health benefits include reduced stress. When you're a positive thinker, definitely you're very optimistic in your ways of thinking. So it will reduce stress because you're not weighed down like, oh, I can't do this. Oh, da, da, da. All this droopy, drappy and all of that. No. So in terms of your mental health, the benefits, if you're a positive thinker, it will reduce the stress. So positive thinking helps in managing stress more effectively, as it promotes resilience and a problem-solving approach rather than getting drowned in that situation. And again, another mental health benefits to positive thinking is it lowers the risk of depression. When you're negative all the time, if you're not careful, people will even start avoiding you because they'll be like, this person is too negative, I can't even stand them anymore. Life is throwing enough negativity to us. Why would I now be associating with negative people? They will drown me. I will feel depressed, to be honest with you. So it lowers the risk of depression. So those who think positively are less likely to fall into the cycles of negative thoughts that can lead to depression. So when you're optimistic, when you're, upbeat and positive in your attitude to situations, in your attitude in life, of course, for depression to set in, it would take a bit of time, so it kind of reduces depression. So if you don't want to be depressed, please be a positive thinker, be optimistic. Thank you so much, Minister Mole, for the gift. Thank you. So again, it can enhance your well-being altogether. A positive mindset contributes overall to your happiness, satisfaction with life, and a sense of purpose. Imagine you're in a group of people or you have friends, they know you, you know them and all of that. Anytime there's a problem, they always run to you because they know, Funmi will always have a way out. They know, Tola, let's go and meet Tola because right now we're just drowning in this situation. Let's go and meet Tola. She will find a way. She's a positive thinker. Imagine somebody saying that about you. That's a good thing, that's a good one. Then again, physical health benefit of positive thinking, stronger immune system. Guys, can you believe that? It gives you a stronger immune system. When I was putting bits together, I saw this. I'm like, I have to share this with people so they know we're not joking here. Mr. OK, thanks for joining. So some studies suggest that a positive outlook can boost the immune system, making the body more resistant to illnesses because you're a go-getter. Even when you're sick in your body, you still like, as we believers will say, the body is weak, but the spirit is willing, or something like that. The flesh is weak, but the spirit is willing. So even when your body is telling you you're sick, you're that, but you're saying, you know what, I can do this, I am good. You say some positive confessions, to your body, better be well right now, and things like that. But the thing is, you have to believe what you're saying, otherwise it's just words. So you need to believe that. But overall, when you're a positive thinker, it kind of strengthens your immune system. Who doesn't want a strong immune system? Of course I do. So if that would help me fight some diseases, why not? I best be positive in my thinking. Our overall mindset helps us to maintain positive thinking. Definitely. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for that. Yeah, it does help, really. So let's engage in it. If we are not the people that readily think positivity, please embrace it. Start embracing it now. I mean, even if for the sake of the health benefits, why not? Then again, lowers risk of cardiovascular diseases. So optimists are generally at a low risk of heart disease and related conditions. So I gathered, possibly due to lower stress levels, because they really get stressed even when huge challenges face huge challenges in life, in their profession, in whatever. You find out that because they are very positive in their mindset, they rarely will get stressed by anything, so it kind of keeps their heart pumping, because even that positive thinking, or the way of positive thinking, pumps their adrenaline. It makes them feel good, and they thrive. So I mean, low risk of stress level, obviously, why not? I don't like stress. Nobody likes stress. So I best be positive in my thinking to keep my stress level very, very low. One love, I see you. Thanks so much for the gift. So again, they say it increases longevity. So people who maintain a positive outlook on life live longer, healthier lives. I mean, who doesn't want to live? Nobody wants to die. So if it takes me to be positive in my thinking, why not? I want long life. Everybody's praying for long life. But truly, we all know not everybody will live to be 100. Some will live to be beyond 100. Some maybe 70 or whatever. But as much as it lies with me, with you, I want to live a long life. So if that means me being positive in my thinking, I will live long. Father, help me to be positive. I dare not see any negativity, so to say. So those are kind of benefits that come with it. However, this is where my balance comes in. Thank you so much, sis. Challenges to positive thinking, because I like to break things down. I'm not just going to be one-sided. We have to balance things such that anywhere you find yourself, you remember, okay, these are the challenges and this is how to overcome them. So that's why I said initially that it's not like denying those negative issues or situations of life. No, we're not. But we just decide to look at them with optimism in our hearts, in our mind. So challenges to positive thinking, while the benefits are clear, I mean, there's a few that I've mentioned, maintaining a positive mindset can be challenging, especially in the face of adversity. And I tell you this firsthand because I see clients, most times when I see them, especially when they come and they feel low, you can see low mood, and they start talking and all you hear is the negative. And in my mind, I'm thinking, why is it so hard for them to even see any ounce of positivity? So for every negative utterance they make, and I'm like, okay, I understand. I sense, what you're saying, or all of that. And I say, okay, this thing you just mentioned, can you just, let's try something different for a change. Are you willing to? They'll be like, oh yeah, anything to help. Okay, you've mentioned a negative scenario. I do understand. So if that is the negative scenario, let's be creative right now. What is the positivity to that scenario? So I just throw that out and let them come up with that positivity within them, because it's there somewhere. You just have to help them bring it out. And they'll be like, okay, instead of that happening, the positive or the flip will be this. I say, in that situation, have you actually thought of the positivity? They're like, you know what, you're right. I never thought of that because I'm just there in the negative. It's dragging me. It's da. They just don't see. It's like there's darkness. They can't see the light. And that's why when they get so overwhelmed that's going into anxiety and depression, they seek counsel. And that's what I always say here, please, we're human. We're flesh and blood. Sometimes we get to our weak point. If you need to seek therapy, please feel free. You'll be glad you did, because the things you're struggling with for months and months, in the midst of going for sessions and therapy, you just find out that in 2-3 months or thereabout, you'll be wondering what led you there in the first place. So somebody helping you put the torch on for you to see the light yourself. So we need to be positive in our thinking. So one of the challenges is negative thought patterns. There's something in CBT, that is the cognitive behavioral therapy, that I mentioned I think a few weeks ago, there's something called automatic negative assumptions or negative thinking, and we definitely have the automatic positive assumptions, positive way of thinking as well. So there is no amount of negativity you're bringing on. I'm ready with the positivity as long as you're ready to process that in the space. So negative thought patterns, many people struggle with ingrained negative way of thinking, negative habits. They kind of catastrophize everything, like they overgeneralize things and they focus on the worst case scenario all the time. It's bad enough the situation is bad, but instead of them thinking positive way out, they will even think of the worst case scenario, like, my goodness, why do they go that spiral, down that spiral road? So I have to like help them paint a bigger picture, a more positive picture, and try to see if they can digest that. How does that sit with you? And in no time, I mean, the more you do this, because it will take time, that's why it's a challenge. When they see a challenge, it's like, oh my God, that is the end. They just, it start building up even more than it is generally, and they just keep going down that road, and it seems like there's just no way out. Oh my goodness, it's just the end of the world. But trust me, it's never the end of the world or never the end of the road. So another challenge to it is external influences. So the environment, including news, social media, and even relationships, can impact one's ability to think positively. So if you're the positive thinker and you're in the midst of 10 negative thinkers, I would be careful, because I mean 10 is more powerful. 10 ratio 10 to 1. You can imagine if care is not taken, they would snap all the positivity in you and fill you with negativity, and in no time you need to start thinking negative like them. But I trust you guys out there that, you know, rather the negative 10, you will bring them to your positive side, you know. So yeah, the external influences, let's be mindful of what we get engaged in. You've just found a challenging situation. Rather than you sourcing for positive ways of coping and dealing with things, you're looking for more bad news, more negativity. How is that going to help? So we need to be careful the external influences we allow into our life. So constant exposure to negativity can make it harder to maintain an optimistic outlook, and that's just the truth. Then again, another challenge to positive thinking is personal struggles. This one, every individual at some point in life, they will face some struggles or some challenges or some issues. So individuals facing personal challenges such as health issues, financial difficulties, or loss may find it particularly hard to stay positive. It's exactly when you lose someone, you lose a dear one, and you know they're never ever coming back. I mean, how do you spin the positivity out of that? That seems quite challenging, because I've had one or two like that, you know, with clients, and I'm like, okay, it's the way it is. There's nothing really you can do to bring them back. Of course, they're gone. Tell me something you miss about them. And then, you know, before they even speak, you see this smile on their face. That is quite an achievement. Some people, when you say that, they even go down that negativity, they cry because it's painful still, especially when it's bereavement that is still fresh in their heart and all of that. So you try one positive move, it doesn't work, try another positive move and see how far you can help them. And sometimes them crying in that space and just, you know, allowing all the negative to come out, allow them, let them process it, because that way they're not in denial. If they feel like crying, let them, you know, do that. So whatever struggles anyone is bringing or we're faced with in life, sometimes we need to process hard, and it's painful, it's sometimes bitter, it's I don't know another word to use for it, but it's good to go through all of that emotion as long as we end up back in that positive way of thinking. So a time will come, they feel relief and they start telling you the good times, maybe their food that they miss if it's a mom or a sister, or, you know, that they have that kind of relationship with, and they process things, and you find out that we can extend that. If they have pictures when they get home, you know, sit with it and try to remember the good times. Of course, we know they can't come back. Of course, we're forever gonna miss them, you know, but we will still live positive life without them in our lives. I mean, that's the worst case, extreme case scenario, so to say. So personal struggles can be a challenging factor to staying positive in our thinking. Then another thing I want to look at is cultivating positive thinking. How can we cultivate positive thinking? So developing a habit of positive thinking requires practice. There's no two way about it. It has to be practiced and it has to be intentional. As in, you're conscious of it. You know that this thing is negative. You have to like snap out of it. Okay, where is the positivity to this? Because it's getting too much. Try to find it. And every single time you're faced with a challenge and your mind is straight going to positivity in your thinking, in your approach, and all of that, it starts becoming a way of life. And you find out that challenges comes, you're just there. You put on your positive thinking heart and finding solution and being hopeful and all that. So it takes time. It takes practice. And guys, you have to be intentional. There is no coincidence with it. There's no bumping into it. You have to be deliberate about it. You have to be conscious about it. So I'm going to give us some strategies, not all, like I said. Mary, your network is misbehaving. Oh, this network, stop misbehaving. Let's twist it. Maybe you might have to find another location, because sometimes you wouldn't know. You have to go left and right and see, but you're probably lying down to sleep now, so it's fine. But thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate that. So how do we develop or cultivate a positive way of thinking? Developing a habit of positive thinking, like I said, requires practice. So fine. Yay. How are you, sis? I hope you're good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We have to practice. It has to be intentional. So some strategies we can look at. There's so many of them, but I'm going to mention a few just because of time, so that we can, talk more about these things. Jem, I see you. Thanks for joining. So practice gratitude. These are ways we can cultivate a positive mindset. So let's practice gratitude. What do I mean by that? Regular acknowledging and appreciating the good things of life, no matter how small. It can shift your focus from what's wrong to what's right. Fine, this is going bad. Fine, this is and all of that. Okay, in it all. Oh, thank God, this is still good. Thank God, that is the positive mindset. Don't just dwell alone on the bad things, on all the negativity all the time. You have to balance it. For every 10 negative thoughts, bring 20 positive to it. So that way, you still have extra positivity left, because things always go wrong. I mean, we can't stop it. This is part of life. But how do we deal with it? How do we cope with it? How do we ignore it? How are we in self-denial about whatever it is? So this plays a huge role in our mental well-being. No matter how small, no matter how big the thing is, just, be regular, be appreciative of the good and the bad put together. It's both part of life. And again, another way we can cultivate positive thinking is reframe negative thoughts. Reframe it. It's all in the mind. There is power in your mind. I think we talked about power of the mind months back. So when negative thoughts arise, try to reframe them into more positive or constructive ones. Instead of thinking, this is too hard. Oh God, it's too hard. Try, this is challenging, but I can handle it. Sometimes you might say that and you feel in your mind, look at you, you're just fooling yourself. You can handle what? This thing, it will drown you. Those are the negative thoughts. And the more they come, the more you have to fight it back. You have to say, yeah, it's challenging. I'm not denying that, but I can handle it. It will take time, but I can handle this situation. Mary says, every negative thing you face, find something positive about it and focus on it. Yeah, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. Really, absolutely true. Say positive things to yourself. I am not a failure. I will be a success. I will try harder. things, positive words of affirmation to yourself. And again, another way to cultivate positive thinking is surround yourself with positivity. Build a supportive network of positive people. I'm telling you, I've met some negative people in my life. Initially, I didn't know, but just everything you say this to this is bad enough. The situation is bad, but the way the first thing that will come out from their mouth would even be worse than the scenario. And I'm like, can't they think positive? Why? So people like that, with no time, the friendship will fizzle out because you're drowning me. I don't want to drown in negativity. Rather, I need to come out of it. So don't add more to it. If you can't help me, just leave me be. Instead of, bringing more negativity. There's only so much one can take. Blessed her, I see you. Ebony, thank you for joining. So surround yourself with a network of positive people with positive mindset. Consume uplifting content. If you must go online, don't go and be watching things that will horrify you some more, things that would make you go into depression even. What is that content you're watching? Is it going to help your situation? Are you watching content that's going to help you find solution, or you're making your your situation worse? So be careful. Surround yourself with positivity, anything positive that would help, and also create an environment that encourages optimism. Please, it's very crucial, it's very important. So okay. 30, thank you so much for that. So we have to be optimistic in our environment. If you're with a bunch of people that because you can't deceive yourself. Every time you're always complaining, this person is so negative. Stop complaining and do something about it. If you cannot approach them with the positivity in you, then stop complaining, because they will drag you in. You will let them drag you into that negative space. So let's be mindful. Surround yourself with positive people, positive network of positive people all the time. It's very important, whether at work, at home, and all of that. So Sister T says, feed your mind with things that would uplift you. Very much so. Very much so. Thank you for that. Then again, another way to cope is mindfulness and meditation. Maybe because I'm a therapist, I'm going there. But honestly, it does help. When you find out that everything is too negative and you're struggling to find the positivity, put on that favorite music of yours. If you must dance it out to get ideas, do it. Whatever works for you, really. Sometimes it might just be, like I would say, be in your quiet space and just say, you know what? For every negative thing, your heart might even be pounding and all of that. But just focus more on the thought. Okay, this situation is bad. If I were to turn things around, what would I do? If you're a believer, you say, help me, Lord, help me to see the positive to it, because this cannot be the end of me, or this situation, or whatever it is. Help me think positive, and ideas will come, ideas will flow. Is what you go in search of that you will find. If you go in search of negativity, trust me, there's loads of it. If you go in search of positivity, there's millions and one way positive ways of doing things. Bina, thanks for joining. So this practice of meditation and mindfulness, it helps in becoming more aware of your thoughts and your emotions. It allows you to redirect that negative thought and focus on the present moment and positive way out, which is very crucial. Again, set positive goals. Set positive goals. Focus on what you want to achieve rather than what you want to avoid. Because you're being negative, you just want to avoid. You can't keep running away. At some point, you get pushed to the wall and you just have to focus on that thing, find a way out, and move past it to that positive space. It's very crucial. This kind of helps in maintaining forward-looking and a more proactive approach to life. Like I said, we're not denying issues. That's not what I'm talking about here, because there's a thin line. Do not deny issues. But issues, when they come, your approach to it, your mindset to it is what we want to change tonight. Instead of being negatively focused to every issues, let's be more positive focused to them. And you find out that, you're better off. And the more you do this, the more you're able to face other challenges with ease, without stress, really, The more you practice, the more it becomes your way of life, your way of thinking, and you just find out that you become an expert at it. And then some massive issues come because you're used to the positive way of thinking. Sometimes it's spontaneous. You just find, oh, this is what we're going to do. And people are like, were you waiting for this? No, because it's become your way of life. And automatically, the more you use your gift or your talents, the bigger and better it becomes, if you look at it that way. So the more you process your mind thinking positive all the time, it becomes part of you, it becomes your way of life. And you find out that to every challenge that comes, you're just about sure that you can positively identify a way out. And that's how it works. Like say, you have to practice, you have to be intentional about it. So another thing I'm going to mention quickly before I go to the next aspect I want to look at is the role of positive thinking in overcoming adversity. It has a role, because I'm not just here talking about this for fun. Like I said, issues of life will come, challenges will come, and all of that, but we will not let it drown us. We will not let it, wound us. We will not let it take away our mental well-being and all of that. Yeah, Mary says becomes a habit. Yeah, it becomes a habit the more you practice it. So the role of positive thinking in overcoming adversity. Yeah, let's go there. Positive thinking doesn't mean denying difficulties, like I said, but rather facing them with a mindset that looks for opportunities within that challenge. That's why I say it is possible, provided your mind is in that direction. Building resilience. So positive thinkers tend to bounce back more quickly from setbacks because they view failures as learning experiences rather than definitive outcomes. So, okay, they've done this and the outcome was negative. Doesn't mean they don't know their onions. Doesn't mean they're failures. Doesn't mean it's just one setback. Does not mean the end of you in that project or in that office or in that thing you're doing. It just means, okay, it didn't work out. What did I do? What did I not do? Be positive. Pick things out. Learn from them. The next time you will do better. But it has to be intentional. Okay? It has to be intentional. So this building resilience, positive mindset, that helps as well. So you can get some definite positive outcomes. Then again, problem solving by focusing on solutions rather than problems, because problem, they know they finish, as somebody sang. It doesn't ever finish. As you're tackling one problem, another one is coming. So now imagine one challenge is here, you're still drowning. Oh my God. And this, the next day, another one. Oh goodness, you're just drowning and drowning. For how long do you want to keep drowning? It will come. Even if you're not totally resolved in that and another challenge comes, at least you can see that it's not going to weigh you down as much because you're nearly done with this and another one comes. You build up. You build your optimism, your positivity towards life, and this can help you go. And by the time those challenges, we're trying to beat this person, but they're just not having it. After a while, you just find out that because you're used to solving things, thinking positive, not that those challenges aren't coming, but they're not as negative as you used to, once upon a time think them to be. So that is a way out. Problem solving by focusing on solutions rather than problems. This can help you to be a more positive thinker, and of course you're more effective in finding creative ways to overcome that obstacle. Trust me, it will bring out some creativity in you that you never thought was there, but now because your mindset is changed to a positive thinker, you'll be amazed at how things are. You will feel like a genius if you keep at it. Lucy, thanks for joining. And again, the role of positive thinking in overcoming adversity, you can say maintaining motivation. Yeah, a positive outlook helps in maintaining motivation. Even when the going gets tough, the tough gets going, as they say. So it fuels persistence and the belief that one can achieve one's goals regardless of the mistake, regardless of the challenge, regardless of that issue. If your mindset is like that you can't afford to give up. You just believe in your heart you have to keep going because you're an achiever. You're a positive thinker. You're a positive achiever. You just have to keep going. Failure is not your portion. failure, no. Okay, you failed yesterday. Doesn't mean you must fail today. So that attitude keeps you going and keeps you overcoming those challenges. Mr. Olajide, thanks for joining. I see you. TT Tracy, thanks for joining. So another aspect I want us to look about is impact of positive thinking on relationships and work as well. Just to throw this in, because I mean, as individuals, our lives is filled with relationships, and of course we work. Except maybe you're still a child in school or what have you, but at some point you get to become an adult, you work and you have relationship in your life. So impact of positive thinking on your relationship and work. So positive thinking can significantly enhance relationships and professional success. I'm telling you. Yeah. So you have a better relationship if you're a positive thinker. So positive thinkers are more likely to attract and maintain healthy relationships as they bring optimism, they bring encouragement, and a very constructive attitude to interactions. Even say, for example, your group of friends, and maybe two of your friends are not on good terms and all of that, and you're the one, you invite both of them to dinner without them knowing, because you have this positivity attitude towards life. And then the first one comes, oh, just me, they feel special. And then the second person will come, and they will just get up and want to get out of that place or the space, and we're like, but this is me who invited you here, not this person. So you're my friend, please have a seat. Let's talk about things, because it's obviously not helping our relationship. You're the one that is the positive thinker, and you're rubbing off on your friends. And I bet by the time you guys finish lunch and you talk about things openly and honestly and see positive way out, or look at how you've encouraged each other in the past, things you were able to achieve in that relationship, remind them again, and you would have a better relationship, just because one person decide to be the positive thinker. So it does help our relationships, even if it's at work with your team members, or you have issues with your team members, but because you're a positive thinker and you're an achiever, you call your team members and tell them, look, we may have failed in delivering that last project. Guys, don't be beaten. We can do better. Remember the other project we did, they clapped for us. Our team is solid. Just encourage them. Be the positive thinker in your team, in your group, in your relationship. It's very good. Then improved workplace performance. It kind of rubs off on each other. So in the workspace, positive thinking can lead to better teamwork, just like I've explained. It can also increase productivity. I mean, I'm on that team, and I'm like, my manager's always rooting for me. Of course, I'll be thinking positive ways of solving work situations or things like that. So it kind of helps to increase productivity as well, and greater job satisfaction. Because when I increase productivity, my manager is happy with me. He's satisfied, I'm satisfied, we're all happy. I mean, what a better world, to work in. So it also contributes to leadership qualities, as optimistic leaders tend to inspire and motivate their teams. Are you a positive boss? A positive thinking boss? Are you the boss or the manager? You say, oh my goodness, come here, Mr. John, come here. I saw the report, and you start lashing out. Are you that kind of manager? Or you're the manager and say, Mr. John, can I have a word with you? Yeah, I saw the last report, I remember the ones you did in the past was quite remarkable. But the last one, it was a bit whatever. You say whatever. And then you say, you know what, I believe in you. I know you got what it takes. Are you that kind of a boss? Are you the boss that was cold, an adult like you? Fine, I'm not saying don't give warnings or whatever, but how do you go about it in order to help that staff to be more productive the next time? Don't batter their image, their self-image and all of that, and expect them to increase productivity. I know you're paying them for this, but let's be positive thinking, boss. Let's encourage our team members. That's all I'm trying to promote. So there's so many aspects which, like I say, because of time, I'm going to wrap it up there. So I'm just going to conclude by saying Positive thinking is a powerful tool that can transform the way we experience life by focusing on the good, cultivating resilience, and maintaining an optimistic outlook. It's very important, an optimistic outlook. We can improve our mental and physical well-being, our mental and physical health, I'm telling you, and also help ourselves to build stronger relationships and negative life's challenges with greater ease. Some people, because of their optimism, you don't want to lose them from your life. You always want them to be in your life. And some people, because of their negativity, in fact, you blocked them from your phone, which is, it's reality. So let's be mindful. While it takes practice, intentionality, and effort, the benefits of positive thinking are well worth the investment. Remember, it's not about denying reality. I emphasize that. It's not about denying reality, but about choosing to see the possibilities within. Okay, it's bad. Okay, we're not going to start crying and cry. How do we get out of that bad situation? So, by adopting a positive mindset, we can create a life that is not only successful but also deeply fulfilling. So guys, that ends my talk. I've been able to rush through. I can't believe time is gone. So I want to hear from you. This positive thinking we're talking about, what aspect do you want to bring to it in this discussion? And I have simply one question today. Why do people find it hard to see positivity when going through adversity? Why do you think people find it hard to see the positive when they're going through adversity? Yeah.
Rainbow, the promise, the future, and life.
Frank Spencer, really? You're welcome.
Shine to the whole world, light, let the dawn of a new day.
Thank you for liking the live. Thank you.
Understanding and love.
So guys, that is my talk today about positive thinking. We need it. Every day today we need it. Because as long as we're alive, we'll face one challenge after another in our relationship life, in our work life, in our family life. So we just have to be positive in our thinking so we can keep surviving. Survival of the fittest, or survival of the fittest positive thinker, if I can put it that way. Tima, thanks for joining. I see you. When I saw your name, Frank Spencer, I just remember some mothers do have them. Sorry. Because that is the name from that program, the actor, Frank Spencer. I hope you guys remember. Don't mind me, I'm a Gen X, so I still remember those kind of programs. So guys, I want us to talk about this today before I bring my puzzle for today. And whoever can do the puzzle or can say it, we will see if they get to have the prize for today. Wobe, I see you. Thanks for joining. One Love, I see you. Thank you so much for joining. So what is our take on this topic? Why is it that people find it so hard to see positivity when they're going through adversity? Please send an invite. Let's hear from you today. What is your take about this? Or maybe for me, you're talking too much. There's so much negativity. In fact, there's no room for positivity today.
Later was I part of it? Well, it didn't seem like that.
Thank you so much for joining.
Part of the plan. And
thank you so much
to prove to us that you were innocent and you had nothing to do with it.
Coach Tala, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good evening. I can't believe it's another Monday already. It felt like yesterday I was here that all of us were talking.
Yes, so how are you?
September. I'm fine, thank you. Thank you so much for always joining. You're such an encouragement. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't know which angle you want to take us to about this talk today, positive thinking.
Well, Yeah, you've done justice to the topic.
Thank you,
Positive
love.
thinking, it's a broad subject,
Yeah.
and we can look at it from several angles. There is the angle of, upbringing, environment, but there is a phrase that my mom used to say to us,
Yeah.
and in Yoruba it says "Otunra ebi lomo."
Okay.
So it's
Amazing.
I'll try and interpret it. It means that even if you're born into like a terrible situation,
Yeah.
you have to you have to kind of recreate yourself. You can't always rely on the fact that, oh, I was born into a terrible situation. That's why, aha. So there is also our own responsibilities as adults to recognize that, okay, maybe the environment I was born into, maybe it wasn't exactly positive, and now making conscious effort to create that positivity around us, to surround ourselves with people who can bring positivity into our lives. In this generation now, we have so much at our disposal, so much.
That's
You know,
true.
there is the internet. We can learn, we can listen to people, TT. We have so many motivational things that we can listen to, people of faith and all that. We can develop ourselves,
Very
and
much
at the
so.
end of the day, it's what we develop, it's what we create that
Yeah.
makes us who we are. So, because a lot of times we keep on looking in the past, we keep on looking behind us to say, oh, it's my family, oh, it's the way we were raised, oh, it's the way we were taught. But then there has to be a shift when we
Yeah.
go out in the world and we see the way other people are living, and recognizing that, you know what, I can actually do better. I
Yeah.
can aspire to be better than I am. And like you said when you were giving your talk, the benefits of positive thinking are so much. When
Yeah.
you talk about the health benefits, the productivity, the fact that you feel good within yourself, the mental health, it's so much. So why would I be just down in the dumps? I mean, these days now we talk about mental health, we talk about depression, we talk about anxiety.
Yeah.
It's only because these are negative thoughts that we have allowed to take root. You talked about gratitude. For whatever it is that we're going through, there are things that we can still be grateful for. Be grateful that I'm alive. Be grateful that this is happening. Be grateful that I can eat. Be grateful that there is provision, even if it is little. Be
Yeah.
grateful, because a grateful heart is a receptive heart. A grateful heart is a heart that is full of joy, no matter what the challenges are. And in the whole wide world, all of us face challenges.
Oh,
All
yes.
of us face challenges. So if we take in our environment now, from COVID to cost of living crisis to all this inflation, all of us are facing it. All of
Definitely.
us are facing it.
Yeah.
Whether they are rich people, poor people, in between, all of us are facing it. The only thing we can control is how we react to those things. And that is where positive thinking comes in. The more positive we are, the more solutions we will see. The more we will look for ways to go about it. We will look for ways to earn income. We will look for ways to do things. We will not just, be down on ourselves and sit down and say, oh, poor me, what should I do now? So, positive thinking is something that benefits us, and therefore we should embrace it.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we will not sit down and be throwing pity parties. No, we don't want to live life that way. And like Coach Tola said, challenges everywhere, everywhere. There's some challenges you face as an individual, some you face as a part of a family, some you face professionally, so many. So we have to just look for positivity just to be able to live each day as they come. So thank you so much for that contribution. Best girl, I think you're the next on my list, so to say. Good evening to you. How are you? You're welcome to Insight. Oh, okay. I thought it was going
Good
on.
evening.
Good evening. How are
Thank you
you?
for very well for giving me this opportunity today.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right. First of all, what I have to say about positive thinking is being around positive people. Right. Being around positive people is the best way of having positive thinking because I don't expect somebody that does not stay around positive people to think positive things. The only thing you can think of is negativity. The other thing is one that wants to be positive in life have to think positive. How? I know a lot of things is going on in Nigeria and every other country. Of course, if you believe and take away things that's happening around you, of course you'll be positive. Because another thing is engaging in good things. If you don't engage yourself in a good activities, you
Yeah.
can never think positive. Imagine engaging yourself with smokers. What will you think about? It's hard to get money to go and smoke, of course. So when you stay around people that are doing positive things, that have positive activity, your mentality will always be active in positive things.
That's true.
So my encouragement or what I have to say is always be around positive people, or better still, read books that has to do with positivity.
Yeah.
Engage in positive discussions. Watch
Like
programs that
we're
has to
doing
do with
here.
positivity. Because you don't expect to be positive or have positive thinking when negativity always happen around you. And another thing is trying to forget what happened in the past. Because keeping things that happened in the past can never allow the positive things to come to you. Your mentality can never think positive. You always be thinking of what happened in the past, thinking it will happen again. Because your mentality and your mindset, although it's not easy. For example, when you talk about losing loved ones, I've stood by graveyard to bury 4 of my elderly ones.
Wow.
So it is by God's grace and also seeing people that love you around you that can help you move on. You know, so always having people that are positive, that have positive energy.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that can help somebody to move on. But if you feel or you miss anybody that is positive around you, it's way to look for something good, meaningful to do that will help you to be positive. You understand? So that's you said a lot. You've said a lot. You've encouraged us. In fact, you've educated us on what positive thinking is all about. So the little conclusion I have to say, just what I just said now, being around positive people, engaging in positive activity, don't let what happened in the past to drain you.
Oh,
And
that's
another thing is letting things that happens around you drain you will finally end you up. Either you become insanity, or you become a drug addict, or you be a bitter person. So the best thing to do is just to always try to engage yourself in positive activity. If you think that listening to good music will help you out, why not engage, download more, or take from your neighbor if your neighbor have. If you feel like watching some good movies is good for you, you engage in it. Then also do your other good activities. And remember, whenever you're some persons, whenever they don't have money in reasonable money in their account, they start thinking negative and the rest. The thing to do is to look for good things that can keep you busy. In fact, when you're busy, I don't think busy doing something good, I don't think you will have the guts to start thinking negative things. That's what I have to say. Thank you.
yeah. Thank you. I'll tell you this. I Thank you for that contribution. When you were speaking from the start of your discussion or your submission, I just remembered something and I'm sharing it here just to let you know the impact of your environment. So many years back, I became a born again Christian from teenage age. So of course I know who I am and all of those things. There was a time I worked with this particular company, and they are mostly, let me not say anyways, they're not like me, so to say, huh? And they are the one that will curse, use the F word anyhow, the B word anyhow. And this thing used to kind of irritate me. I'm like, can't they say a sentence without the F word or the B word? So it always gets at me. And I'm like, they have freedom to speech or whatever. So I can't be in control of that. I just have to guide myself. So this day something happened and I was so mad, and I had to give like a kind of report to somebody, a verbal report. And I was talking and and I used the F word. I just paused, I froze. I'm like, oh my God, did I just say that? Because I'm so particular about such words. And it came out. And I'm like, oh my God, I think I've been around these people for too long. So you can imagine they rubbed off on me in that my verbal report. I was so disappointed in myself. I said, I can't believe the thing just came out because I was angry. So you can imagine positive thinking. Who do you surround yourself with? Are they negative thinkers? If you feel you're strong, be careful, because no matter how strong you are, they might just drag you into that negative space. And you might even turn out to be worse than them if care is not taken. So thank you so much for your contribution. I really appreciate that. It just brought that memory back. Like, it's true. Be mindful of the people you surround yourself with. Be mindful of your environment, because it could be very toxic if you're not careful. And in terms of positive thinking, these people are not positive thinkers, they're negative thinkers. And once upon a time you suffered from depression, and now you're a positive person, upbeat person, upgoing and all that. And then you find yourself with this kind of people. If care is not taken, they will drag you back into that depressive state. So let's be mindful who we surround ourselves with. So thank you. I'm going to come to Ify. Let me come to Ify. Ify, how are you? Good evening today. Yeah, you didn't miss my life today. So thank you for coming. I hope you're good.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How was your day today?
We bless God. We bless God. We bless God. Let's hear your views about this topic today. Positive thinking.
Wow, it's you can easily tell someone to be positive. It's easier said than done.
Well, I guess so.
Until you go through some kind of challenges. There are different kinds of or different categories of challenges that will sap your energy, that you stop thinking right.
I can imagine, yeah.
Because not like you don't have it in you to think right. It's just that you're so focused on worrying about what you're going through that you forget to think right, basically. And then depression kicks in, and it starts with you isolating yourself. Isolating yourself, depression kicks in, you stop, doing the things you used to do, like cleaning your room, for instance.
That's true.
So, yeah, but at the same time, in as much as it's easier said than done, we'll have to find a way to do something about our mental health in order to think positive. And like you said before, and first of all, whatever it is that brings you sadness, you need to find a way to remove yourself from that place, which is a tough decision to make sometimes, because imagine you live with somebody that brings you sadness, or the environment brings you sadness, but you don't have no means to be able to move to somewhere else. There's nothing you can do about it. I once dated someone that she complained all the time about her work, but she didn't want to leave the work. Even when I go online and find jobs, opportunities, and send to her, she will never apply. So I said to her, why can't you just stop complaining then if you really don't want to leave the job?
I get it.
So that's the thing. So for me personally, I'm of the opinion that if you can change it, change it.
Yeah.
If you cannot change it, like a situation, if you cannot change the situation, what do? Find a way to live with that situation. And that's the thing. Focus on like things that can keep you happy while you're in that situation. Like that's what they say, praise your way out of your situation.
Yes. Yeah.
Lamentation is not gonna solve the problem. Complaining is not gonna solve the problem. And the one thing about complaining is sometimes, like I say, it deprives you the opportunity of even thinking positively or finding a solution because you are so bitter in your heart, you are so blindfolded by your complaint that if someone comes to you and say, hey, solution is just a snap of finger, you said, oh, you're lying. And that's one thing about it. So first thing first, I always tell myself, because I get in that kind of situation whereby I'm not happy or I'm not thinking positive because everything is like there's a wall, the kind of prison wall around you, and you don't know what to do. There's no ladder to be able to climb over.
So it seems, yeah.
Yeah, it seems like that. You pray, nothing is working. You make few phone calls, it's like nobody's speaking or saying your language. But what I do most of the time is, because sometimes even to pray can be difficult.
Yeah, trust me, I can tell you. Yeah.
So what I do in that kind of situation is, I just read Psalm 23, the Lord is my shepherd. And then I ask myself, what does the shepherd do? And it says, shepherd provide, protect, guides, leads. Okay. If I make God my shepherd, what do I need to do? I need to relax.
It's hard.
And the next thing is for me to go run. Because the moment you exercise, you give yourself that kind of time to exercise. Trust me, you're not thinking about those things that put you in that negative situation. Now you're thinking about the distance you're going to cover with your run. You're thinking about your heartbeat. So the more you run, the more you forget that situation. And the next thing is for me to calm down and ask myself, is there something I can do to change the situation? Let's say, for instance, that you're looking for a job. It's like you have gone to so many interviews, like nobody's saying, "Oh, you have been hired," or that kind of thing. The next thing I need to ask myself: do I need to go through my CV again? Because sometimes it could be a mistake in your CV.
Oh, yeah, which you didn't see.
Exactly. Then you do that editing on your CV. The next thing is there any free course I can do online? You go online and do those free courses, add them to your CV. The next thing is, okay, where do I need to go looking for a job? Maybe I need to change the kind of job that I'm looking for. So these are the things that I'll keep thinking during that period. And the next thing I ask myself, oh, maybe I need to stop actually looking for a job and start creating my own job. Can I be able to do that? So, and then the next thing is to surround myself with people that are not fault finders. There are people that are fault finders without solution to the fault.
They will judge you, crucify you, condemn you, but no solution.
Exactly. Like I was on a live the other day, and I was just in comment section, and it happened to be there's this guy that went to, I think, some traveling agent scammed them and took them to Vietnam. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he promised them their plan was to go to New Zealand, and whatever happened, they ended up in Vietnam.
Oh, wow.
Now the people that were trying to help them come back to Africa, instead of them to focus solely on helping them to come back, one of them was using a harsh word on the guy, like, "Oh, this is what you did," blah blah. I was like, we all know that they made a mistake already. You don't need to, put salt to the injury. Just let it go. use them as an advice to people that have not gone. So that's the thing. I remove myself from fault finders without solution, because I was taught in school that when you find a problem, find a solution before you present the problem. Because if you don't do that, you become like just a fault finder. You just see something. Okay, what can we do about it? I don't know. You understand that kind of, because there are people like that. They are just looking for fault. Nothing is perfect or nothing is good in their eyes. So when I remove myself from those people, I need to find the people that will encourage me, advise me, and help me on how to go about my journey. So these are the things that I do. Pray, go for my run, try to encourage myself, try to find a way to solve the problem. Is there a solution? It's like if I'm depressed that somebody has passed away, I'm not going to be able to bring that person back. Yeah? So the next thing is, what can I do to deal with that? It's a big loss, but hey, this thing is about life. It happens. Yeah, it will happen to any one of us. And that's what I tell myself. And the life goes on. So to keep positive, to be positive minded or think positive is difficult, but at the same time, it's not impossible. We all can do it. We all can find good friends that will put us in that kind of sphere. We all can encourage ourselves, whichever way that works for you. If what works for you is cooking, why not monetize that cooking? If what works for you is like writing, why not write poems? Children's books, things like that. Just there are people, what keeps them positive in that kind of mind time is to drink and get drunk. But that's like adding salt to injury.
Negative solution to a negative problem.
Exactly. You're just masking the problem. You're not dealing with the root cause of the problem. And that's the thing. So me personally, I try humanly possible to remind myself that tomorrow can always be better than today. And the one thing I use as an example is that the first iPhone, nobody can be able to use it now. There are people that kill themselves, sorry to use the word, that unalive themselves to be able to afford it. So what are they going to do now that you have a better one? And that's one thing that keeps me going. If I cannot be able to do something today, I shouldn't dwell on that fact that I cannot be able to do it. Because tomorrow I might be able to do it.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Very insightful. Thank you so much. I picked on one or two things. Gold, okay, you're still there. I'm going to come to you shortly. Gold said your thinking and worries will disappear when you're exercising. It might work for some, it might not work for some, but why not try it and see whether it works for you? Because some people have not tried that before. And again, you say, and it will definitely help you think clearly afterwards. So I guess this approach works for Gold. So guys, you can try that. When you feel so much negativity, try exercising. Not power exercise or whatever, just do some bit of light exercise, or you can go for a walk. If you don't want to stress too much, just go for a walk, let the fresh air come, check the nature, the singing and all of that, and get yourself in a positive state of mind. Because the truth, like we say, is these issues of life, they don't stop coming, guys, and we need to find a positive way to approach them, such that it doesn't get us so overwhelmed that we end up being depressed and all of that. So thank you so much for that. And thank you, Gold, for those contributions on there. I thank God I'm able to pick them. So before I call the next person to share their views, I'm going to go to my puzzle for today because I'm mindful of the time. Maybe we can finish early today. Who knows? As many people that come here, let's still hear your views. So my puzzle today is a tongue twister. I love them. I don't know. I love them. So the tongue twister for today will be the Peter Piper tongue twister. So you can Google it. It's on there on Google. However, you will come up in the box if you want to get the gifts for today and say that Peter Piper tongue twister without blabbing and as fast as possible. So that is the puzzle for today. So I dare somebody to come and try this. I don't know why when I mention my puzzle, people tend to run away. Please don't run away. It's part of the fun. Let's be positive about it. Johnny Babe says negative thoughts, if allowed to thrive, can actually take over your body. I'm telling you, we talked about the health implications of being negative. You know, there's a whole lot. Do you know? I've heard cases where when they say what is it called now, they've done autopsy or whatever to find the cause of death, and they say it's overthinking. Some people high blood pressure because they're overthinking the negative. Some people is too much of stress. It brings heart what is it called now, I don't know, the word just fails me right now. Heart failure. You know, some have stroke because it's too much. All these things happens and we take it into our body, and there's a way our body reacts to certain negativity. I'm telling you, it's not everybody that is diagnosed of cancer. When they look at the root cause of certain illnesses, you find out that is the negativity, and it has created some negative hormones in your body going to the wrong parts and creating all sorts in your body. And you know, this is not a way to live. Thank you so much, ma. Some people, they say they go to sleep because their heart is so heavy they don't wake up the next day. These things do happen. So in order to avoid such from happening, you remember one of the things I said in my talk is longevity, life longevity. When you're a positive thinker, it elongates your life. So why not start practicing that to help yourself elongate your life and free yourself from certain heart conditions and what have you. So it is well. Somebody said cancer is not a life sentence, and that's true. I've heard of cases of people who are, in fact, I don't know where I was. I'm trying to remember now. And I was told that lady, this is the third time her being diagnosed of cancer, and now she's in remission. I'm like, God. Some people, before they even get diagnosed, they're gone because they get so overwhelmed. And I've heard of I'm coming to you, so I just want you guys to open the Peter Piper on your phone so you can, attempt it. The Peter Piper tongue twister is what we're doing today. Thank you so much, Mrs. Williams. Yay. Thank you, my tweenie. You're welcome. Johnny Babe says, I'm a living testimony. Johnny Babe, send an invite. Let's hear from you. I want to hear your views, because what you put on there, you'll be able to add more flesh to it so we can understand. And they said this person 3 times over cancer, and you'll be amazed. When you get to speak with them, you find they're so positive in their attitude. It's unbelievable. You would think that person 3 times over, they'll be like, this thing will kill their enemy. They'll just start in that pity party and all of that. I'm not saying, I know it's hard, but it's your approach, just like if he said, your approach to these things, it goes a long way. Some people, is their approach to that cancer, being diagnosed of cancer, that will even help them beat it, not even the medicine or medication. So sometimes the mind has such power. Amazing, guys, amazing. So I don't know who wants to try our tongue twister, or let's carry on with our contribution for today. Positive thinking, it's very, very beneficial. One Love, I'm going to come to you. Let's hear your take about this. Thank you. I hope you're good. One Love, I hope you're there. I hope you're where you can speak. Okay. How are you today?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. You're welcome to it.
All right.
Let's hear your insight. Oh, well, good. Thank you. Thank you for
Good morning, anybody streaming from all over the world. Good afternoon as well, and good evening from here in Nigeria. Okay, you've said a lot, and I also thank Miss Tola. She also said a lot, and also Mr. Ify, and the other lady that I think she stepped down already. She also said a lot. So I'm just gonna be taking the part of self-development, okay, and I'll be talking about renewing your mind. So it said that charity begins at home, and the scriptures also say that as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. It's okay to mix up with people, with positive people, but then at the end of the day, when you've left these people, what are you thinking about You could mix up with people, and you get positivity for just a particular duration of time. But when to your to your let me use the word your shell, you can also slide back into negativity. So it's not about mixing up with people. It's about your mindset. All right. So when you get back to that dark space, so what are you thinking about? So I'll highlight a few things that could help us or could help people in this condition renew their mind, because it's very expedient, it's very expected of people to have a positive mindset, and you can't do it without renewing your mind. So we have affirmation, positive self-talk. Okay, you could actually affirm positivity to yourself. Yeah, I don't know. This is not a religious based,
No. It's one of the
affirmation.
things I mentioned as well. So it's very good. Very, very good.
Exactly. So you can speak positivity to yourself at every point in time. When the negativity tries to slide in, you speak positive affirmation. Like if you're feeling like I'm not the best, you could speak it out. I'm the best. All right, I can do this. I can do this. That's the number one thing. How to help yourself, come out of that dark spot in self development. The second one I'm going to talk about is actually engaging in continuous learning. Because the truth is this: if you don't learn, you would not have the knowledge. You can't know something you don't learn. Okay, so you have to engage in continuous learning. You read books, positive books. It's not about affirming I am the best. But when you don't know the procedures to become the best, you can't be the best by just speaking. All right. So you need to read books, go for workshops or probably seminars, you take courses, we have free courses, we have paid courses as well, that can promote personal growth. One thing with people is that they don't believe that learning can change a whole lot of things. I was talking to somebody. I told the person, if you can engage in personal development and learn, 75% of your prayers will be answered, because you don't pray to get a job. When you're satisfied and you're the right person for the job and you know what to do, you will definitely get the job. Okay, so affirmation works hand in hand with continuous learning. It's not about going to the classroom. There are courses on YouTube on how to have a positive mindset. Okay, so the next one I'm going to be talking about is journaling. You have to write down your thoughts. You have to write down your thoughts, and you identify, the challenge and the negative patterns. It could help you. Now, if it's an event that makes you keep thinking negative, for instance, you've always gone for interviews and you're not getting a job, you need to journal it down. Know the root cause. It's possible that there's something you're not doing right. So when you take these things down, the cause of your problem, you can be able to identify it and work on it. So I feel journaling is a very important aspect of self-development, because it allows you to shift towards positive thinking. So when you've known that, okay, probably I don't get I don't get called back for a job because my cover letter is not professional. As at that point, when you've known this thing, you can start having a positive mindset that when you have a better cover letter, as an example, you will be able to, get the job instead of sliding into the dark space of negativity. I'm not good enough. I'm not gonna get a job. People don't like me. And all sort of negative, thinking. So journaling is excuse me, 10 points I'm actually talking about. Then also we need to limit negative influence. If you're talking about self-development, you need to limit negative influence. You reduce your exposure to negative media. For instance, I personally, it's been over 10 years I ever listened to any national news broadcast, because we have a lot of negative information coming from there. When you talk about when you listen to the amount of money They are being used to, construct a lot of things that are not even working. Like in a country, you listen to people and the news, 10 people were abducted, so person was kidnapped. I consciously don't listen to these kind of things. So I feel limiting negative influence, you could reduce exposure to negative media, toxic relationships as well. I can actually give an example. I had somebody that was in a relationship that the guy was toxic. She had this negative mindset of being in a relationship, using the colloquial language used in Nigeria, love and scam. But then until you limit that negative influence and start thinking towards positivity, tilting towards that positivity, you know, that positivity line, you would not see anything positive out of it because you're still in it. It's just like sitting in a pot of soup that is boiling and you're crying that you're being hot. You would not stop being hot until you leave the pot of soup. So, and we need to also limit negative environments that could affect our mindsets. There are a whole lot of them. There are a whole lot of them. For I can also give an instance. You can see for sure that this person that probably parades himself or herself as a prophet is a fake man of God. It's not called by God, but you're still in that environment with the negative mentality that Christianity does not, probably exist, or there are a whole lot of them, that do that. So if you're in a negative environment, you don't actually
So if you're in a negative environment, you
come
don't
out of it.
actually.
Okay. So I'll speak on practicing mindfulness as well. There are a whole lot of techniques that you can do to help you. People
You sound
indulge
you
in.
sound you sound like a therapist, my dear brother.
Thank you so much. So people could actually engage in exercises. I tell people something. A whole lot of problems that has to do with the mind, our thoughts. Nature can solve 30% of it because it was created by God. So when you do exercises, it could help. I personally I like actually engaging in meditation. It helps me a lot. So if you could do, probably you could meditate, probably you could take a walk, you know, look at nature, the birds, it could help clear your mind. It could help clear your mind. So I'm just of the option and the opinion that, self-development can go a very long way. So even if you have positive people around and you've not actually, renewed your mind, it could actually be a ticking time bomb wherever you leave the space where people are and you're in your closest. Because the truth is, at the end of the day, every human has that time that they spend alone. Probably before you sleep, you must reminisce on the day. There must be a time you're left alone. Even Jesus was left alone. Everybody must be left alone at some point. So that's why renewing of the mind is very much important. Then I'll just highlight. I'm not going to explain much. I'll just highlight the benefits of renewing our mindsets. Number one, it could actually enhance our perspective. Changing our patterns, our thoughts. Towards a thing. It could reduce stress and anxiety. It actually improve our decision making as well. It could reduce fear, the inner fear that comes with having this negative thoughts. Then it could increase our resilience. Okay. Then, lastly, it could actually give us a greater self awareness of who we are, because more often we tend to think negatively about ourselves. So it could help you, discover who you are. To give you the confidence you need to thrive in life. Okay, so that's my own contribution.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You said a lot of things. I don't want to start repeating all of them. Thank you so much for that. And I want to believe people are hearing, whatever works for you as you're taking notes. Try A out. If A doesn't work, try B. Keep trying just to keep positive in your thinking, because it goes a long way in your physical and emotional well-being. Thank you so much. I've had a situation where I've had to say to clients, you know what, you like scribbling things, so make that journal. Just like One Love said, make a journal. And sometimes what I do with client is all the negative sentence or statement, I say to them, okay, let's write it out. What is the positivity? Say, for example, you just feel like a failure. I say, what is the opposite of failure? Failure, you want to be a success. Okay, let's put success on there. If possible, tear it. Where you sleep, when you wake up, that space that is right in front of you, stick it on there, such that when you wake up, you're going to see success. You're going to see beautiful. You're going to see, all those positive things you want to. Is a self-affirmation, but now putting it down on a wall to see, to remind yourself, because you need to let go of that negativity. Who says you're not beautiful? You're wonderfully and fearfully made. All those, you can't wake up and say, oh, I'm not beautiful, I'm not this. You feel ugly. You will almost look ugly by your pronouncements, because that's how you carry yourself from within out. And then if you're not careful, people will start saying the ugliness, so to say. So all those positive affirmation, journaling, it helps some people. Is some approaching CBT therapy for those who are counselors here, which sometimes, in fact, a whole lot of time helps clients to get over that negative thought about themselves. So thank you so much for that very elaborate ways of coping. Thank you so much, One Love. God bless you for that. So I'm gonna ask at this point, whoever wants to try the puzzle is on Google. Look for the tongue twister. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. If you're bold enough, come and tell us here as fast as possible and as clear as possible without blabbing. You might just get the gifts for today. So we might have many winners today. Who knows? So think about it. If you want to attempt the puzzle, please come up in the box. Let's hear from you. Otherwise, let's carry on talking about this topic, positive thinking. It's something we cannot live without. We have to imbibe this nature in order to live life well. So thank you to everyone that has contributed so far. So Mrs. Williams, first of all, let me know if I get excited, because I don't know if you're able to speak where you are. Please, I have to go now, trying to sort something out. Oh, okay. Okay, so let me come to you then. Just if you have to say something and you're in a hurry to go, please just signify so that I can bring you up first. And apologies to those who have been in the box before, whoever I'm gonna call. So thank you so much for your understanding. Thank you for your contributions. Thank you for your patience as well. So Pastor, I'm gonna call on you. Because of what you've written there. Let's hear from you before you dash off. Thank you so much for joining in.
Very good evening, everyone.
Good evening to you, sir.
Really nice to be in company of great people.
Nice to have you too.
The last person has said, even though I wasn't here from the start,
Beginning.
so I had to lean in a bit to get context. I think that the last speaker said a whole lot.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm going to try and come from two places, two more things that I think we can look at. First is keeping company.
Okay.
One of the things I've realized is that a lot of times, whatever happens or whatever we're going through, the company we keep
Matters.
is almost is almost is almost it. The company you keep.
Yeah.
Once you begin to keep the right company, the Bible says that iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
As a friend sharpens the countenance of his friend.
Yeah.
So the company you keep is very essential, even to the point of your health. Your company also even determines, to a large extent, your health. Because if you keep people who are very negative around you, you dare don't suffer depression, because that means they will plunge you down the drain.
Very much so,
right?
yeah.
So, but when you keep the right company, and the truth is that the right company does not come cheap and it does not come easy. It takes time.
Mm-hmm.
It takes time. I'll give you an example. Even our
Yes.
Lord Jesus in Scripture, check what happened. He had overall 120 disciples, but they were not all the same. Out of the 120, there was 70. Out of the 70, there was 12. Out
Mm-hmm.
of the 12, there were three. And out of the three, there was one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you check that, you will see that the last one, scripture said, will put his head on Jesus' chest. So that's deep. That's deep when you look at it. So the company you keep is very vital. It's very vital. It's very vital. It will determine how long. It actually will go a long way to determine how long you stay in a particular position in your life.
Yeah.
Because if you have people who can't challenge you to get well, who can challenge you to do better, then you are either stuck in one place or you're deteriorating. The bad thing is that for me, I don't even believe that there's such thing as being in one place. Because when you say someone is in one place, is to say that time stops. And because time does not stop, it means you are not in one place. You're either moving forward with time or you're going backward as time goes ahead of you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So your company is so important. I'll give you my personal example. Something happened recently. I was struggling with something. I needed I needed to sort some things out, right?
Yeah.
Even spiritually. I needed to sort some things out even spiritually. And I was just there. A friend of mine gave me a call. And while we were talking, he told me I am fasting. And I was like, okay, that's great. And while we got talking, he said, join the fast now. What are you doing? Why won't you join me in the fast now? And like joke, I joined him. I think it's been 13 days now we've been on it.
Oh,
And
wow.
it was like God used that guy to get me into the fast so that I can begin to sort those things out myself.
Wow. Wow.
Me and God started sorting the things out.
Amazing. I think his network is fluctuating.
And it's amazing. It's amazing. You don't know what. Okay, my network is fluctuating. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Can you still hear
I
me?
can hear you now, but I can see a very one red bar there. So, but yeah, keep at it. It's okay.
Okay, I think it's better now.
Yeah, it's okay now. Yeah.
All right, so I had to call him back and say, wow, thanks for getting me into that situation. Thanks for getting me into the fast because it has helped me. It has helped me so much to deal with what I'm dealing with. So it is very important that you keep the right company. When you're feeling down, who do you go to?
Yeah. Very
When
cool.
depression wants to set in, who do you talk to? When you're sick in your body, who do you talk to? Do you talk to someone who tell you, oh, this cancer you are going through, that's what killed my mother, killed my grandmother. Oh, Lord, I don't know what's going to happen. And all these stories I've heard, everybody died. Is that the kind of person you want to talk to?
No.
So your company matters too much. Too much. The second one quickly, since time is a factor now. Second one quickly is prayer. And sometimes prayer with fasting.
Okay.
Now, it's amazing how even medically it's been proven that fasting helps your health.
Yeah.
It's been proven that to
Some people,
fast helps
some
your
people
health.
do intermittent fasting to keep healthy. Yeah.
You see, now these are principles that God put on ground for children of God to excel in. So not just it's not just dealing with your spiritual situation or case, it's also handling your physical health.
That's true.
So when you pray, when you engage in prayer, when you engage in fasting, what happens is that you are engaging heaven and you are also keeping yourself healthy in the process. Now, it's more beneficial if prayer is involved because you are invoking anointings even on your fast. And once that begins to happen, God begins to help you. God begins to even give you discerning.
Yeah.
Gives you discerning. A pastor friend who lives in the UK was telling me how he was getting sick quite a bit often, and he was praying about it, and God told him, he said he wanted to go to the hospital and all that, and God said, go and drink water. Start drinking water from today, this amount of water every day. Make sure you consume it. It was God that told him. Are you hearing me? It
Yeah.
was God that told him, drink water. And the moment he began to drink water, his health was restored. Now, he could have gone to the hospital, gone to hear all kinds of things, because there's no time you go to the hospital that you will not hear something. They
I'm
will tell you
telling
something.
you.
They will tell you something.
Yeah.
He started drinking water and he was fine. He was fine. Another pastor said he was asking God for the keys to longevity for him, because he wanted to still be preaching the gospel at 80, at 90. He wanted to keep on preaching the gospel, and God told him, stop eating white bread and sugar.
Oh, wow.
That was what God told him. Stop eating white bread and sugar. And that was it. I could give you stories on and on and on and on of people who have broken through from prayer, who God has said a lot to from prayer. It will not hurt to pray. It will not hurt to believe. It doesn't hurt. It's an advantage to you. And the deeper you push, the deeper you go, the merrier it becomes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Trust me, I'm a living proof of what I am saying. I'm a living proof of what I'm doing. Not just because I'm in ministry, I'm a living proof to what I am saying personally. Personally, I've seen it happen. So keep the right company.
It's very crucial.
Get into prayer. In fact, your circle, your cycle of people, of just keep the right company. That's basically it. Keep the right company. People who can tell you the truth to your face. People who can tell you, oh boy, oh girl, this lifestyle you are living now it has no profit. And I'm not telling you because I'm afraid of you. I'm telling you straight to your face. This lifestyle will not work. So those are the two things I just felt like chipping in.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. The company we keep, because they play a very huge role in our lives. That's why sometimes you find some friends, you can't get rid of them because you know that these people have been so good to you. They've helped you to keep a positive mindset, a positive outlook to life. And such people, you want to keep them closer because they're rare to find, especially if they've been in your life for so long. And was Coach Tola who put on there, show me your friend, I'll tell you who you are. So what kind of a person are you yourself to other people? Are you a positive thinker who's ready to help a friend out, for them to see a positive angle to whatever they're going through? Or you're the one that will bring salt upon injury, and all of that. So we need to be careful. In as much as you surround yourself with positive-minded people, you yourself have to be a positive thinker to surround yourself with them. Otherwise, they manipulate you. Exactly.
You
So
will attract who you are.
Yeah,
You will
definitely.
simply attract who you are. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, sometimes we do attract who we are, and sometimes we attract the opposite. but it's not left for you to know that this opposite will not do me good. So this relationship or whatever it is will not last. So you have to be able to say enough. I don't want you in my life or whatever. And you have to be, honest with yourself. First of all, don't say you patch them, and they're eating deep into you in a negative way. And you be like, it's not a do or die thing. Because you have to grow. You have to grow. He talks about being stagnant or moving backward. Somebody's in your life and you feel stagnant. They don't want you moving ahead. Maybe you're the type that you're so creative and you want to do stuff and they're like, oh no, Mr. A did that. No, they didn't succeed. You want to try that? No, this person, they're always telling you how it will not work. My dear, you better be mindful of that relationship with that person. Because, we're not created to be stagnant. And we all know a stagnant water will stink. You don't want to stink in one place. Meanwhile, you have all these potentials on the inside of you just, rotting away. So be careful because that company goes a long way. The environment goes a long way. Don't dilly-dally. This is your mental well-being we're talking about. Somebody's always negative, always bringing anxiety. Once they're coming, hey, this negative person is coming. And yet you're not doing anything about it. Be mindful that they don't drive you into depression. So thank you so much for your contribution. I'm going to come to Mrs. Williams before I come to Best Girl. Thank you all so much for your contributions. My puzzle is still there, the Peter Piper tongue twister. Whoever wants to attempt it, please, the floor is yours. Pastor, thank you so much, Pastor Agu, for your contribution. I know you said you have to go, but it's okay. Thank you for coming for today. We really appreciate your presence. Mrs. Williams, I don't know if you can speak where you are. Otherwise, maybe we'll still come back to you later and I go to... Okay, you want to give... Okay, Coach Tola says I'll give the puzzle a go. You have to say as fast as possible without blabbing. So please unmute and let us hear you. Okay.
Okay. I've kind of...
Please, so we don't want any network. You're muted, sis.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Okay, yes, we can.
Yeah.
Oh, Best Girl, please come back. Network is bad. I don't know what's happening today.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. A peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper, where's the peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked?
Yay! Well done, sis. Well done. So let's look for the donut and your ice cream. Okay, I found the ice cream. Thank you so much. That's good. Very neat. Very neat. I'm daring somebody who will come and say it even faster. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I was almost holding my breath. I'm like, oh, wishy. But well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, Best Girl, you're back. I hope the network will stay because the thing, I can see it dwindling there. But let's hear you before the thing will take you off again. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate your coming. So on mute, Best Girl, let's hear from you. What's your take about this topic, positive thinking? Oh. Are you still there, Best Girl? We're waiting on you. So guys, I still have a couple of boxes open. Please send an invite if you want to attempt the puzzle, just like Coach Tola did, or if you want to give your submission about this topic, what angle do you want us to look at again today? Because it's very good to be positive in our thinking. It's healthy, it's beneficial. It's just the best way to live life. I'm telling you, regardless of the challenges of life we're faced with. So Best Girl, I don't know if you can... Oh, your network is so poor. Oh, we'd love to hear from you. But it's okay. I don't know if you can... Oh, she's gone. Okay, let's see. Maybe she'll try and come back. We've been talking about positive thinking, and a lot of people have given different views to it, but most especially how beneficial it is to us. House of Solution, you're welcome. If you have a contribution to make, please send an invite so I can bring you in. We have to surround ourselves with positive thinkers so that they can rub off on us, we too can rub off on them, and life goes good. And then we need to reframe negative thoughts. We cannot sit and just be bombarding ourselves with negative affirmation. Says who? Because the more you believe in those things, it goes to your mind, and then you start having these feelings, emotion about things. Yeah, good evening, House of Solution, you're welcome. So we need to reframe every negative thought that comes our way in a positive way. This thing is hard. Oh, it's so hard. I can't do it. Da da da. Say to yourself, this is challenging. I can handle it. Positive affirmation. One Love said, he talked about journaling as well, meditation and mindfulness, anything to help us get in that positive space. It's very good, and it's something you have to cultivate. You have to develop that habit of thinking positively. Otherwise, who's going to do that for you? Even if you have a friend that is always positive all the time, you don't want to wear them out, and you don't want them to chase you because you're always bringing your negativity to them as well. So you also have to develop the habit of thinking positive. It takes practice, and it has to be intentional for it to become part of you. Okay, you have network challenge as well. I don't know what's going on today. Why? Let's speak positive to the connection right now. Maybe the more positive we think, the more the connection will stay, hopefully. So thank you so much. There's so many aspects to it, really. And, we cannot fold our arms and expect things to just go positive all the time. We have to put in our own contribution to it, especially in your life. And like I say, challenges every single time. As you're overcoming one, another one is round the corner. So you can't even afford to give up. You can't afford to be negative. You don't want it to drown you in that negativity. And then it goes down to depression, stress, anxiety, and before you know, your heart you start feeling pain, and then you have to go see a doctor. What's all that? It's too much, spiraling negatively downward. It's not a good thing. So we need to be positive in our thinking. We need to challenge ourselves positively. Okay, a challenge has come, a situation has come. How can you solve it? Think that way. What is the way forward in the midst of this chaos? Rather than saying, oh my God, this has happened. What if it goes that way? What if? Negative assumptions. Let's bring on the positive automatic thoughts, please. It's very good. Don't overgeneralize things. Don't catastrophize things. It's bad enough the way it is. Let's be positive in our thinking, in our talking, in our attitude, That way you rub off on the people around you, and you can encourage each other. My Bible says, iron sharpeneth iron. It didn't say iron sharpen. Even if iron sharpens wood and it keeps sharpening, there won't be any wood left to sharpen. So we need to sharpen ourselves, to keep us going. And if you're going to live to be 100 years, you can imagine the challenges of life you're going to face. I'm not cursing anyone, but I'm just being real with us. So why can't we afford to just think positive for once, so that, we keep the attitude up, and this helps our mental health as well. Keziah, thank you so much for joining. Johnny Babes, if you want to send an invite, let's hear from you today, because I've been seeing you there. I don't know whether the invite I'm even sending is going through because of this network situation. I'm not sure. So let's try again. I see you, Fezi, Oloye, Madison, Precious, David. I see you. Patty, let's see whether it's going to work on your end. I see you, Christina Ago, as well. So as many people that can still come up if their network is good. Good talk. God bless you for this encouragement. Fezi, you're welcome. Fezi, I want to hear from you. I think I just sent an invite to you, or you can send me an invite. Let's bring you up and let's hear your take about this topic. How can you help me think positively? I want to hear from you. Mrs. Williams, I don't know if you can put a thumbs up when you're ready to speak, because I don't know if you're on the move or something. So Fezi Oloye, thanks for joining. How are you today? You're welcome to Insight.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
I just stumbled on this your program, and I so much love it.
Oh, thank you.
I'm always a positive man because my Bible tells me that even when you are sick, say you are strong. So I'm always optimistic in anything I do. I think positively, and I think this has been helping me. If we look at the environment we find ourselves these days, or this millennium, we can see that even technology, though we use technology positively but negatively, technology has contributed, so much
as well.
in both ways. Even in the house, where in the family you can see from the father, mother, and the children, everyone has got his own mobile phones. There is less communication in the house. Everybody on his mobile phones. Those are the things that they are not happening in the olden days. We sit down maybe in the evening and then we crack jokes. Our parents they tell us stories. But nowadays, we discover that the reverse is the case. I just want to encourage each and everyone here that this topic is more than what it is. Honestly,
Across every aspect of our lives,
exactly. We can see now mental health is everywhere. Everybody has got mental health, but it depends on the way you manage it. So if we are not careful, the life is full of ups and downs. So it depends on, we need to, take care of each other. If anything happens to you, look for someone to speak to.
That's
Like,
true.
I'm just coming from work now. I left home around 5:30 in the morning, and I'm here now around 10 o'clock. If I'm the only one at home, if I have nothing to do, as human being, we negative thoughts will come, positive ones will come, but we just need to make sure we pick the positive ones. So I would like to encourage each and every one of us. This program, honestly, I so much love it, and that is why immediately I came in, I listened, and it speaks to me also. So those aspects that I need to improve on, I will definitely improve on it, because the way life is going now, it's only God that can help each and every one, every country. What the Bible said, everything is happening fast. So we need to be aware of our environment. We need to pray, we need to be positive in everything we do, even when the going is rough. But at the end of the day, if our mind is positive, definitely we will come out positive.
Yes,
And
indeed.
that's what I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. When the tough gets going, or when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. That saying. And it's actually true, because, it's just what everybody has been kind of saying over and over again. Challenges of life will come, and we're not in denial of that. But how can we move on positively from it, rather than allow it to overwhelm us to the point that it start affecting our health? It's not good. Sometimes I've heard of cases where people fall ill and they go to the hospital, they will run tests, blood tests, scan, and all of that, and they can't find anything wrong with them. And then the doctor will tell them, you know what, I'm going to recommend you see a therapist. And the person will be wondering, what is wrong with me? I'm feeling pain in this part of my body or something? No, say go for therapy. And you find out that from the therapy session, a lot comes out that they've bottled in. They're just too much negativity bottled in there, and now is disrupting some blood flow to some part of their body or whatever. And they go for therapy. The first session, second session, maybe third session, they just feel this burden lifted up because somebody's helping them with strategies of coping, facing it, processing it, and moving on from there rather than bottle everything up. So, I mean, there's so many aspects to this topic, and that's why we always want to hear everyone's contribution because, like I say, even in my talk, I can't cover everything. So thank you so much, Fezi, for joining and for that submission. I really appreciate. I see someone just dropped off. I don't know, the network is just misbehaving tonight, so I don't know. But if you're able to send the invite again, please do. Otherwise, we'll carry on. We just have at least about 20 odd minutes to still carry on. It's very important, thinking positively. It's very important. It lowers the risk of depression because you're the type that whatever comes your way, fine, it hits you, but you're quickly looking for a positive way out or positive way of solving whatever the challenge is. So when you think positively, you're less likely to fall into those depression, anxiety, and what have you. So it's a very good way to practice mental health, daily well living, if I can put it like that. And again, of course, it kind of enhances our well-being altogether, physically, emotionally. And I think quite a number of people mentioned when you feel so overwhelmed with those negative thoughts, go for a walk. If you're close by where there's a beach, I wish, just go by the walk on the beach side and let the fresh air just blow in your face and think positively. Let's go of those negative energy, just let it out. Sometimes I remember that I think a client said, I just feel like being in an open space and just screaming. I'm like, so what is stopping you? He said, oh, nothing really. I said, yeah, if you think about doing that. So we now had to find a space. So where you live, is that a park or is that an open space or something? He said, oh, that's true. There's somewhere closer. I said, okay, find where, not that you want to chase people when people are out and about, you start screaming, they'll be wondering something is wrong with you. Find a quiet time, go there and scream, let it out. Or it could be inside your house, you play your music loud and sing out loud just to let that negative come out. Whatever works. Try and try. Try A. If it doesn't work, try B. If it doesn't work, do exercise. If it doesn't work, do mindfulness. If it doesn't work, see a therapist. Talk to a friend, but don't just bottle all those negative energy in. It's not good for your health. It affects you in ways you can't even begin to imagine. So let's be positive thinking no matter what comes our way. When we do that, we promote resilience. We're able to fight, to live another day, to keep fighting. And we're the better for it. And over time, you practice this way of living, a positive way of living. I tell you, no matter, some challenges will make you feel like you're paralyzed. I do understand. Trust me, I've had my fair share of challenges in life. Sometimes you don't even feel like opening your mouth to talk. I've been there before. Deep depression, like nothing is like you're almost thinking to that deep end of negativity, and I do understand that, but somehow you have to come out of it. So what would you do in that situation? Your friends cannot help you, your colleagues cannot help you. See a specialist. Don't be ashamed about these things. They can give you tools and strategies to cope in with that life's challenge instead of drowning in it. So it's very beneficial, very beneficial. And then again, how can we be positive in our thinking? I'm just speaking again so that other people, I don't know, the network is dropping them. They can come back and still share their views with us. We really want to hear from them. I don't know, One Love Fezzi manager. Oh no, not manager. If you want to try my puzzle, Coach Tola tried it before she dropped off. Thank you once again. She attempted the tongue twister. Peter Piper picked a peck. She said as fast as possible without blabbing. And she got the gift for today as well. But there's still more gift. If you want to try it, the tongue twister Peter Piper. You can Google it so you can see the wordings. If you're sure you can attempt it, you can say it as fast as possible without blabbing. Please, let's try you. Let's try you. Maybe you might win the gift again as well. So when you talk positive thinking, you're talking about being optimistic. Being optimistic. Don't allow anything to weigh you down to the extent it starts affecting your health. We need to be careful. So do you even understand this positive thinking we're talking about? Some people, there's certain things we don't pay attention to, and it's affecting us in a massive way. As simple as this topic is, a lot of people have had mental breakdown because of this topic. They're not addressing it, or they're not this kind of person. They're not positive in their thinking, and it just seems that there's no way out. It was so much on them to the point that they break down mentally, and it will take a lot of work. Some people might even have to take medication to help with depression, to help with stress and things like that. So no wonder some people, because they're so overburdened with their negativity, they go to sleep and they don't even wake up. That's the extreme case. And these things happen. And then you find out that they say cause of death unknown. And you'll be wondering, cause of death unknown. We've had cases and many cases like that. So guys, let's be optimistic, as well as being realistic. Don't deny whatever challenge it is. Do not deny, but your approach to that challenge is what makes a whole lot of difference. I see you're back, Coach Tola. Thank you so much. I don't know, I think the network is just misbehaving tonight. And it's such a shame because I have had a number of people that was in the box before. Thank you for reappearing again. Yayi, I don't know if you're still there. Precious, I see you. And Christina, I see you as well. Thank you so much. Thank you, Coach Tola, for coming back. So Fezzi, I know you said you just came back from work, except you're eating your poundo now or something now. Just kidding. I don't know if you want to attempt the puzzle. It's a tongue twister, the Peter Piper tongue twister. I don't know if One Love want to attempt it. Oh, you're laughing. It's funny, the Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. If you can say it as fast as possible without blabbing, and then you get the gift as well for today. One Love, I dare you to say this tongue twister. Why not? Please don't drop off. Thank you so much. Maybe you want to attempt it as well. I mean, it's an attempt. You can try. One Love, are you still there? Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
You want to try it?
I'm gonna bite my tongue.
That's the whole idea.
Exactly. Let's be positive in our thinking. We're just discussing this.
Okay.
So just attempt it. I mean, at least you've heard me said it over 40 minutes ago. So just Google it. It's there, and try and attempt to say it as fast as possible without blabbing. And let's see.
Just give me a few minutes.
Laugh a bit.
Yeah, let me do a quick rehearsal.
Okay. Fabulous gist. I see you. You're welcome. Apologies to those people whose network is not stable. I wish I could help somehow, but unfortunately, I'm not able to. First, you were laughing. Were you attempting it and you were biting yourself already? Share the joke. Share the joke.
I tried to Google what you said we should try.
Yeah.
But I didn't get it.
Peter Piper.
Peter Piper.
Yeah, say Peter Piper tongue twister.
Peter Piper tongue twister.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. I will bring the wordings out so you can read it from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then how many times do we say it?
Just the one time, straightforward, but without blabbing, as fast as possible. One Love, did you say you want to attempt, or you're passing already? You move.
Don't worry, I'll attempt. Let me do a little rehearsal.
Okay then. Sister T, well done. See, nobody is trying to beat your record today. Well, it's so funny. It's a funny one, and let's see. Please don't bite yourself. You can attempt it. Thank you guys so much for making it very interesting today. So I'll just kind of recap most of the major things we've talked about. When you're talking about positive thinking, it's very crucial. It's a deliberate thing you have to do. It's a conscious thing you have to do. If not, there's more than enough negativity to last a lifetime. But how do you fight the negative? You have to fight with a positive way of thinking. So when adversity comes, be positive in your thinking, the way you're going to approach it. It's hard. I say it's easier said than done, but it can be done. It can be achieved. You just have to persist some more. So self-affirmation. Say to yourself, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, for believers. Or say to yourself, oh, this thing looks too hard, but you know what? I'm up for this challenge. I can do it. Yes, be intentional about staying positive. Yeah, you have to be intentional. Thank you, Coach Tola, for emphasizing that again. You have to be. And again, for yourself, you can set positive goals. For yourself, you can write down things, for every negative thought, write down the positivity, stick it up on the wall, around you, on your mirror, when you're doing your makeup. I am beautiful. I can make it, or whatever it is, just write it on there so that every time you turn, you see those words, and it kind of chases away the negative thought, that you're carrying about, that is helping you lose your smile, your happiness, bringing all sorts, anger, stress, and all of those things. Write words down to affirm, what you really want to believe or what you want to have in your life. Again, we talked about meditation. Sometimes just sit somewhere, think the negative scenario, and as well try to find a positive way out. That is good, because it means you're not in denial of that situation. You're not pushing it aside. You're not ignoring it, and it's getting bigger by the day. So we need to do that. And again, we say let's surround ourselves with positive thinkers. It's very crucial. Our network of friends, families that we're involved with, that we surround ourselves with, are they positive thinkers? When the negative comes, do you have someone you easily can call up to say, guess what, I just need to process this. This thing is tearing me apart. I feel this way, I feel that way. And they're like, you know what, calm down. This will not be the end of, okay, you can try one love, yay. The floor is yours.
I didn't even have to rehearse it. I just said it once, so let me just try.
Okay.
How fast do you want it?
As fast as you can. Peter Papa picked a peck of pickled pepper. Something like that, yeah.
Okay. Peter Piper picked the peck of pickled pepper. Peck of pickled pepper, Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked the peck of pickled pepper, where's the peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked?
Well done.
Well done.
I don't know why you were so scared in the first place. Where is our donut? You can see your sister T now. I don't know who did it most now, both of you. That was good. Nice attempt. Well done.
FunmiRoyal, there was something I wanted to add. So it just occurred to me, each and every one of us in life, there are areas of life that we are successful at.
Okay.
But then there may be other areas that are challenging for us.
Okay.
And for those of us who don't have a positive mindset or positive thinking, is to dwell on the areas that are still a challenge.
Okay.
And not focus on the areas where they are successful. Everybody has their gifts. Everybody has their talents. Everybody has things that is easy for them. For some people, academics can be so easy, whereas when it comes to doing craft work, they are useless. Some people, they are creatives, and when it comes to academics, they are just not on it. So we all have different things, and it's unfair to ourselves to now focus on that one area that happens to be a challenge for you. Yes, we recognize it and we'll work on it. So, for instance, for myself, for many, many years now, I've been trying to focus on weight loss, on weight loss. Now, it's possible to not come up with that and just say, oh, I'm useless, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. But there are other areas of my life that I am progressing, that I am doing so well, that I am helping and coaching people. So, in the same way, I just wanted to share this with everyone that is listening. No matter what the challenge is, maybe it's in the area of relationship, maybe it's in the area of finance, maybe it's academics, maybe it's health, there may be one area that happens to be a challenge. But we do not need to focus on the negative. We need to focus on all the other 99 or whatever that are successful and be able to put things in perspective and be grateful. Even if, maybe today I'm not feeling too well, at least I'm alive. That's something to thank God for. So we can always reframe it. We can always bring it back to the positive and be grateful for where we are in life rather than comparing ourselves to other people, and therefore we become depressed, we become sad because of that.
Yeah, yeah. We need to, that's a positive way of thinking instead of condemning yourself. Really, thank you. One Love, I see a hand up. You have something to add as well?
Okay, I wanted to add to what she was saying.
Okay.
Just talking about the negativity. It, it doesn't just develop in a day. It's a reoccurring thoughts that actually breeds into the full-blown negative mindset. Talking about being negative about the example Mrs. Tola used about the gym and all. It didn't just come up once. So the ability to observe and actually pinpoint those negative thoughts at its earlier stage can also help us, eradicate it totally. Okay, so when these thoughts are coming at its very early stage, we need to point them out. Like I said earlier, journaling. Write those things down, and now address them, further. Okay, so we need that discerning spirit, or probably we need to be very attentive
Yeah.
to our mindset to know when negativity is setting in. I'll give an instance. If let's say, for instance, I go and I visit somebody for the first day, and due to their negligence, or probably they were not fully aware of the environment. They tend to forget to will I say welcome me very well.
Oh, what happened? One Love.
We seem to have lost him.
I can still see him there. One Love, we can't hear you if you're still there. Oh, thank you, Coach Star. I can hear you tapping away. Thank you so much. You're here, but I can see you, but we can't hear you. One Love. Yeah, it's the network. Okay. Can you speak?
Yeah, I'm talking. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. We lost you for a moment there.
It's the network. All right, so it grows. This negative, mindset, this negativity grows. It develops. Okay, so let me say, for instance, I go to a place for the first time, and I was not really welcomed in the manner I want to be welcomed. Probably because the people there are too busy, or
Oh, what happened? Oh, are you still there? I think I pressed the wrong button. Can you hear me? think this one is my fault this time around. Okay, one love. Yeah, welcome back. Sorry, I was trying to change and minimize the boxes. I think I pressed one wrong button. Sorry about that. You're talking about journaling.
Yeah.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So, I was talking about, you know, observing this and pinpointing them at its initial stage. So let me say I had a very bad experience with someone at first. Okay, first meeting, and I tend to start judging them in my heart negatively because of that scenario. You understand?
Yeah.
It could do a lot of harm. You understand? Because I'm now trying to develop this thing in my heart, and whatever good those people do, I would never see any good out of it because I've already started developing, breeding this negative, negativity about them because of a particular, event that happened when we first met and all. So if I'm very negativity about them because of a particular, event that happened. Okay, I was hearing myself. So if I'm very observant and I get to, pinpoint that this is a negative mindset about this person in particular, at
Yeah.
its current stage, I'll be able to tackle it. It will really take a whole lot of work if I let it to
Oh no.
negative mindset. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So yeah, so I feel the network is very bad. Very bad. So I feel getting to pinpoint this, negativity at its earlier stage can actually help.
Yeah.
Yeah, overcome
Nip it in the bud, as they say.
exactly.
Yeah.
So when you get to point them out, you now get to write them down because the truth is, we take it or leave it. For success to be attained in a thing, at least it needs to be written down and worked on. Understand? So we need to point them out and write them down to help ourselves. So that's what I wanted to add to what Mr. Law.
Thank you. So I just have another guest comment in the box. I can see the network is a bit poorly. Agbo, good evening. How are you? We're about rounding up, so I'm going to give you a couple of minutes. If you have something to share about this topic, positive thinking. Agbo Egbe, thanks for joining. I hope you're there as well. Good evening to you. Agbo, if you want to unmute so we can hear you. Yeah, the network is, I can see. Oh. Agbo, are you still there? Otherwise, I'm about rounding up, so I just wanted to hear your views before I do round up for today. It's been an amazing time and very insightful topic, and all the contributions has been so immensely helpful. I believe strongly. And I just pray that moving forward in life, no matter the challenge we face, we are positive, in our attitude towards it. Okay, yeah, the network as well. Oh, I hope I'll see you on Thursday. Hopefully the network will be better. Yeah, sorry to hear that. Unfortunately, I wish there's a button I can press that would help as well. But Agbo, thanks for joining Inside today. Really appreciate your coming. Let's see, just to say thank you for coming. So, guys, it's going to be a wrap from here today. Thank you immensely for all your contributions as usual, and everyone that has, joined in to say one or two things. Really appreciate your contributions. It has really helped immensely as well. Those on the FY page, I hope you've learned not even a thing or two, many things today about positive thinking. It's a way of life we need to cultivate. It's a way of life that we need to be intentional about it for the sake of our mental well-being. I mean, if your mind is okay, sky's the limit as far as we can go. So you be the positive thinker as well. Don't just expect people around you to be the positive thinkers. You yourself have to be a positive thinker so you can rub off on people around you. Be mindful of the company you keep. that they are, not negative people all the time. Be mindful. About the things you do as well. Don't just allow situations to overwhelm you to the point that you can't think straight. You're stressed, you can't sleep, anxiety, depression, and all of that is setting in. So it's one thing after another, spiraling negatively if not handled and taken control of. So thank you so much. Johnny Babe says, I have gained a lot. Sorry I couldn't come up, too noisy where I am. Hopefully next time. All right. I'll keep my fingers crossed. Thank you so much, Johnny Babes. Thank you for everyone liking the live, sharing it with friends, and being part of this talk today. I'm grateful. I am grateful. Till I come your way again on Thursday, where we'll be digging deep into marriage and marriage talks. I remain yours, FunmiRoyal, saying have a blessed night and enjoy the rest of the week. I'll see you on Thursday, 8 p.m. UK time. God bless you all. Thank you so much.
Inside.
Thank you.
Inside.
Thank you.
Bringing hope and make you feel alright.
Oh, thank you. Fezzi, thanks for joining. 8 p.m. It's always 8 p.m. on Mondays, 8 p.m. UK time, 8 p.m. UK time on Thursdays as well. But on Thursdays, we talk about marriage, relationships. On Mondays like this, we talk about general topics, strategies of coping, how it affects us and things like that. But on Thursday, we talk about marriage. Yeah, let's talk about it. So I'll see you on Thursday, 8 p.m. UK time on Insight with FunmiRoyal. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Have a lovely night rest. Good night, Fezzi. Yeah, good night, everyone.